once your workflow is triggered, the next step is what should it do? So these are the action nodes. Let's go back into our n8n editor and let's walk through what these action nodes are. Click on create workflow. Let's just assume we already have a manual trigger in here. So like I said, we've already decided when something happens, which is like start this workflow when I trigger it manually. And we just want to decide on what should happen afterwards. So when it comes to the action nodes, there's a lot of action nodes. They've been categorized into different categories. You can have like the AI agents node. You can have action in apps. You can have data transformation. You can have flow. You can have human in the loop, which is basically to like wait for human approval before you continue something. So let's start first with the HTTP request node. So this node is key to the internet, okay? n8n is all about connecting APIs. So if you want to connect APIs, n8n does not have a dedicated node for it, then you can use the HTTP request node and it makes the integration a lot more seamless. So you can send like a GET request or you can send a POST request and you can connect to almost every tool. Know that some tools would have, let's say you want to build something with Google Gemini, you would already have like a Gemini node in n8n. But if you want to create an automation that connects to a tool that n8n does not have a dedicated node for, then you can be assured that you can just use the HTTP request node and it would help you a lot as well. Now, the other thing is that like I said, you can use the HTTP request node and it would help you get all the information and the data you need as well. Now let's talk about the function node. So the function node is also called a code node. And what it does is that it helps you run custom JavaScript or Python code. So you can get away with a lot of things without knowing how to code within n8n, okay? But anytime you have to write code, you'll be able to use the code node or the function node to write code for you. If you're on the cloud version of n8n, then it's even cool because then you can use AI to generate the code for you. So what you can do is you can just describe what you need to happen and you can just use a code node to auto-generate the node for you. I think it's a good way for Vibe coders to also use a code in their n8n workflows as well. So I find that the code node is very useful when you have to do things like you need to format timestamps, you need to do computing totals, or you need to like reshape arrays. Like it makes it so seamless. You don't need to be a developer because like I mentioned, you can even use AI within n8n to generate the code for you. So that's really neat as well. Now, the next node I want to talk about is the set node, okay? So the set node or the edit fields node. And this allows you to modify, add or remove fields that you really don't need. So it helps you like define or clean up your fields. It's like telling n8n exactly which data you care about. Let me show you this example workflow I have in here. So I have this Black Friday deal alert workflow that is basically like taking data from Notion and then passing it into the AI agents node to do some processing in there and then sending like data that is generated to my email subscribers in Brevo. So as you can see, if I should run this workflow right now, do you see that the data that comes through from Notion is containing so many things I probably don't need? Things like the ID, submission date, start time, end time. I don't need all this information for my AI agents node. So I just need to use the edit field node to basically like extract only the important fields that I need. So when I click on execute step, I'll be able to sort of like extract all the important fields that I need as well. So that is what the edit fields nodes does. It just helps you clean up the data you get so that it's easier for you to process it later on in your automation. Now let's talk about another important node, and this node is the merge node. So this merge node is very useful, especially if you are working with multiple data sources and you want to make sure that one data source finishes running like before the next step in the entire automation continues. So as you can see with this workflow here, I have 3 streams of data coming through. So what I need is to make sure that each of these streams finish before it moves on to the OpenAI node in here. Another benefit of the merge node is that if you want to like combine the data, just think of it like the Venn diagram, right? If you want to combine data based on like matching fields, then you can use like the combine data node that would basically like merge matching items together, or you can even write like a SQL query to do the merge for you as well. And you can also decide that, okay, amongst all the data coming, I just want to choose data from one branch, okay? So the merge node is very useful for you if you are working with multiple data streams and you need to make sure that like you're getting all the data streams coming through, or you just want only one data stream to come through. Depending on the use case you're working on, you can use the merge node for that. Now, another important node I want to talk about is the if else node. And if you've been doing some coding, then for sure the if else node would not be like any new concept to you. What it does is that it helps to manage logic for you. So it's able to route items to like different branches based on the response that is set to it. So for example, if you have a workflow that should only send a Slack alert when someone selects agents in a form, then you can use the if else node to put in this logic. Okay, so these are just like conditional flows that make your automation smart and not just fast as well. Similarly, you can use the switch node, and this will basically route items depending on the different fields or expressions or rules that you set within the node as well. So the switch node and the if else nodes are all conditional flows that make your automation smart and not just fast. So up until now, we've discussed the triggers, and we know that the triggers decide when something happens. And we've also discussed the action nodes, and we know that the action nodes decide what happens next.